into technology industry, don't shy away from tech, come into tech. Because as you said, that in the product team, still the ratio is equal, but in the technology team, still we see that the number of women are less. So what should we be doing? Maybe at the school level itself, so that women are not afraid of technology. They also grow up to be Steve Jobs, for
Yeah,
example. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the way the tech industry is involved is very interesting, right? It's become more
Right,
product oriented.
right,
And
right.
that itself is quite inspiring.
Of
And the
course.
fact that one of the highest paying jobs is quite
Right.
quite enticing at the same time.
Right, right.
Um, and the way I've seen women apply themselves, even
Mm-hmm.
the teams that I work with, the women engineers,
Mm-hmm.
they have a they have a customer empathy. They have a strong. I can't really compare because maybe my opinion is biased at this point.
Okay.
But generally speaking, my personal
Mm.
experience is that women tend to apply themselves in the user's shoes a lot more
Right,
naturally as compared to
right,
male engineers. A
right,
male engineer more focuses more on solving, solutioning that
right,
problem
right, right,
versus
right.
in my experience, I've seen women engineers sort of thinking about a problem solution
Of
holistically.
course, of
But
course.
that could be very,
Right.
very instance and case specific. So maybe I shouldn't quote that.
No, but that
Um,
is true true, because I have also seen that, because the males generally focus on this is the problem, this is the solution. But if
solution,
I
yeah.
have the same problem in my hand, I will look at it holistically, how can it
Mhm.
bring more value and more
Mhm.
empathizing for everyone around. So for example, when I talk to my teams as well, I talk to them more empathetically is what I feel. I'm not
Mhm.
just a one-to-one answer kind of a girl that, okay, you have this thing, okay, fine, let's work on it.
Mhm.
I'll say,
Yeah.
okay, you're facing this problem, why are you facing this problem, how can we solve it together? So that
Yeah.
nature difference, at least I have. I don't know about others, but at
No,
least
I
I.
agree. I can relate with that feeling. Yeah. I think another thing we should talk about, Swati, is pandemic. Pandemic has really changed the whole perspective of the whole
Yes.
culture of how we work, right?
Right,
I remember
right.
when I started off, I was hired by Infosys, but I just
Mm-hmm.
spent a year there. And then I was with a product outsourcing company called
Mm-hmm.
Persistent Systems. And
Okay.
I was an engineer, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
was working in a team full of male engineers.
Mm-hmm.
And if I didn't spend like 12, 14 hours, then I kind
Mm-hmm.
of felt like I wasn't contributing enough.
Right,
It wasn't
right,
even about the
right.
manager evaluating me.
Mm-hmm.
It was just my own, I want to give it that many number of hours.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have laptops back then. We had
Right, of
desktops
course, of
tied to the
course.
desk,
Right,
which
right,
meant that if you wanted to work harder, you had to
right,
be
right,
physically tied.
right, right,
And I've
right,
spent like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night being stuck to my
right,
desk with the rest of the
right,
team. I
right.
think most of us have seen those days,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
not
yeah.
true anymore, right? You have a
Right.
movable laptop. Thanks to technology, everybody has a laptop now.
Yeah,
You take your laptop, you can take
right,
it home.
right,
And if you want, you can be in a safe space.
right,
With pandemic,
right,
so learn that we
right,
all
right,
work from home, being
right,
very, very
right,
productive. I think that was a shift in everybody's
right,
mind space.
right.
Uh,
But
so I think for women,
somehow,
yeah.
that shift is again going back. With pandemic, the shift came that, work from home was being preferred. But I see companies these days again going back the same route, falling
Mm.
back again. So that is something I think, the HRs should have to relook at it, because,
Yeah, yeah.
it really brought flexibility, and it really brought diversity, because women and male could equally contribute, could equally work till
Mhm.
late, or, spend a good work-life
Productivity went
balance.
through the roof.
Yes.
All
Right.
stats across all organizations said that
Right.
we
Right.
produced more,
Right. Right.
we were delivering more. Because when you give people, when you don't force people to work,
Right.
when you tell
Right.
them, oh, you can work from your own
Right.
comfortable space,
Right.
people
Right.
will not mind
Yeah.
spending that. I think that
Exactly.
was the observation.
Exactly. When you're
I was
not
working
forced,
throughout
you will.
the, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're not forced. It's your,
Right.
and when you like, I think a lot of companies, at least
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft is doing a hybrid
Mm-hmm.
setup. So you come in, you commit to a certain number of days,
Mm-hmm.
and you come in those
Mm-hmm.
days. I think
Right.
because I also think that completely being at home is slightly restrictive. You have to
I
come out,
understand.
you have
I
to meet
understand.
people.
I understand.
But when you're forced to, I think you don't mind
But
stepping
in
out
my
and
perspective, for example,
doing
I'm
work.
working from home, but I have my own challenges due to which I work from home. But sometimes
Hmm.
I do crave for that, you know. I do crave for
People
going to the
space.
office, meeting people,
Hmm.
meeting diverse
Hmm.
people, talking to them, getting their
Hmm.
perspectives. And maybe that is one of the reasons I started the podcast, because I want to talk to people, get those diverse perspectives.
Hmm.
Because, you know, when you talk, when you get perspectives from different people, only then you can grow yourself. Because otherwise, you will be
Absolutely.
in your own zone.
Yeah,
So, getting the
I agree. I
perspectives from,
completely agree.
yeah.
So I
So,
come in a few days, and that's very
right,
helpful.
right,
You're absolutely talking to people. I mean, you can read, you can watch videos,
right,
but having that
right,
human connection
right, right. That is
is very important.
important. That is important, right?